From humble beginnings to the top of the world today, I stand as a multimillionaire, but it wasn't luck. It was relentless perseverance, unwavering belief, and the courage to take risks others wouldn't dare. The question is, are you ready to break through your limits and create your own success story? Because today is your day to start. How does that feel for your story today? I stand before you not just as a multimillionaire, but as a living testament to what's possible when you refuse to settle for less. My journey wasn't paved with shortcuts or handed to me on a silver platter. It was built through countless sleepless nights, sacrifices, failures, and moments when I thought giving up was the only option. But in those moments, I chose to rise, to push through the doubts, and to embrace the power of relentless perseverance. I want you to know this. Success isn't a matter of luck or destiny, it's a choice to work when others sleep, to believe when others doubt, and to rise again after every fall. If you're sitting there thinking, that's impossible for me, let me tell you I was once where you are. But today, I'm living proof that no dream is too big if you're willing to put in the work. This is more than a story about wealth. It's about mindset, resilience, and the unwavering belief that you can create your own reality. The question isn't can you, it's will you. Will you choose to change your life starting today? How does this sound for the tone you're looking for? The journey from zero to millions. The power of relentless persistence. Every story of success begins in the same place. Nothing. For me, that's exactly where it all started, with nothing but a burning desire and an unwavering belief that something more was waiting for me. When I look back at the journey I've been on, there's one thing that stands out above all else: the power of relentless persistence. And let me tell you, that power is unstoppable. There were countless moments where the world told me no, where failure knocked me down again and again. I was told I wasn't smart enough, good enough, or lucky enough. The odds were always stacked against me, yet here I am standing before you as a multimillionaire. How? Because I didn't quit. I didn't accept defeat. I didn't let those no's define me, I let them fuel me. The truth is, persistence isn't about having all the right answers or never making mistakes. It's about the grit to keep going even when it feels impossible, even when no one else believes in you. It's about waking up every single day with the conviction that today you're one step closer to your goal, no matter what obstacles get in your way. I know what it's like to struggle. I know the feeling of having nothing and wondering if things will ever change. I remember nights when I couldn't afford even the simplest things, when I worked multiple jobs, hoping that one day my dreams would somehow become a reality. There was no guarantee that any of it would work out. But there was a voice inside me that said, keep going, and that's the voice I listened to. That's the voice that carried me through the hardest days. It's not easy. In fact, it's downright painful at times. There are days when you feel like throwing in the towel, when every setback feels like a reminder that you might not be cut out for success. But here's the thing, success doesn't happen overnight. It's not about luck or getting things right the first time. It's about putting in the work, day after day, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Relentless persistence is the secret ingredient to overcoming every obstacle in your way. The truth is, every failure is a lesson. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. I've had my share of failures, failed businesses, failed partnerships, missed opportunities. And in each of those moments, I had two choices. I could stay down and let those failures define me, or I could get back up, learn from my mistakes, and keep moving forward. Every time I got back up, I got stronger, and that's the essence of persistence. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it. Each mistake becomes a lesson, each disappointment a reminder that the road to success isn't straight, but it's worth the journey. But here's where it gets interesting. While persistence is essential, it's not enough on its own. You need a why, a deep, unshakable reason for why you're doing this. For me, it was the desire to create a life of freedom, a life where I could give my family everything they deserved, where I could inspire others to do the same. When you have a reason so powerful that it keeps you going even when you want to quit, persistence becomes easier. Maybe for you, it's financial independence. Maybe it's the freedom to pursue your passions. Maybe it's giving back to your community or creating a legacy that lasts beyond your lifetime. Whatever it is, find that why and hold on to it. Let it be the fuel that drives you when the road gets tough, because it will get tough. But remember, your dreams are worth it. You are worth it. In every moment of doubt, when the world tells you to give up, remember this. Your persistence is what will set you apart. It's what will carry you from where you are to where you want to be. The road won't be easy, but nothing worthwhile ever is. Success is built on the back of persistence, of refusing to let setbacks determine your fate. So, if you're sitting there right now, thinking that the odds are against you, or that you'll never be able to achieve your dreams, let me tell you something, you can. And more importantly, you will if you stay persistent. Keep fighting, keep believing, keep moving forward, because your journey from zero to millions is waiting for you, and it begins the moment you refuse to give up. Your persistence is your superpower. Harness it, trust it, and let it lead you to greatness. Are you ready to start? Breaking through limitations. How failure became my greatest teacher. Failure is the one thing everyone fears, yet it's also the one thing that's often the most crucial to our success. We live in a world where success is celebrated, and failure is whispered about in shame. But let me tell you something. Failure is not your enemy. In fact, it's your greatest teacher, the one that will push you to break through every limitation you face and become the person you were always meant to be. For the longest time, I was afraid of failure. I'd avoid taking risks, guess my every move and wonder if I was doing the right thing. There was a time in my life when every mistake felt like the end, when every setback seemed like a confirmation that I wasn't good enough. But the truth is, failure was the best thing that ever happened to me. Without it, I wouldn't be where I am today. I remember one of my earliest business ventures. It was a disaster. I poured my heart, my money, and my energy into it, thinking that this was the big break. But in the end, I lost everything. The business crumbled, and I felt like a complete failure. For days, I couldn't bring myself to face the people around me because I thought they'd see me as weak, as someone who had tried and failed. But there was one thing that changed everything. I decided not to let that failure define me. Instead of walking away with shame and regret, I chose to learn from it. I took a long, hard look at what went wrong and what I could have done differently. I realized that failure wasn't the opposite of success, it was a part of it. It was the first step toward the success I was meant to have. The limitations we place on ourselves often come from fear. Fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear of not being enough. But the truth is, it's that very fear that holds us back from greatness. If you want to break through your own limitations, you need to change your mindset about failure. Instead of seeing it as something to avoid, start seeing it as an opportunity to grow. Each failure is a lesson. It teaches you something you didn't know before. It shows you what doesn't work, so you can focus on what does. It forces you to face your weaknesses and challenges you to rise above them. Failure is where the real growth happens. It's where you learn resilience, where you develop grit, where you discover the strength you never knew you had. I know firsthand how easy it is to feel defeated by failure. I've been there on the verge of giving up, thinking that maybe success just wasn't meant for me. But then I remembered something that changed my perspective. Failure is never final unless you decide it is. The key is not to let failure break you down, but to let it break you open, to reveal a stronger, more determined version of yourself. After my first business failed, I didn't give up. I tried again. And again, every time I failed, I became a little more skilled, a little more knowledgeable, a little more capable. I began to embrace the process of failing forward, failing, learning, and growing stronger with each attempt. If you're facing a setback right now, I want you to understand something. You are not defeated. You are not your failure. You are simply in the process of becoming the person you need to be to succeed. Every mistake you make is a step toward your goal. It's a step toward breaking through those limitations that have been holding you back. But here's the thing: breaking through limitations requires more than just persistence. It requires a shift in mindset. You have to be willing to see failure not as a barrier, but as a bridge that will take you from where you are to where you want to be. If you can learn to embrace failure, to understand that it's not something to fear, you will unlock your true potential. There's a quote that says, "Failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success." And it's true. Success doesn't come without failure. It doesn't come without risk. It doesn't come without getting knocked down and getting back up again. And every time you get back up, you're stronger, you're better, you're closer to the person you're meant to be. So, if you're feeling stuck or defeated, remember this: your limitations are not permanent. They are just the starting point for your growth. Failure will not define you unless you let it. It's just a stepping stone, a lesson, a moment in time that's part of your bigger journey. The next time you face failure, don't run from it. Don't hide from it. Face it head on, learn from it, and use it as fuel to push yourself further than you've ever gone before. Because when you do, you'll discover that failure wasn't something that held you back, it was something that propelled you forward. You've got this. Keep pushing, keep growing, keep learning, because your breakthrough is waiting just on the other side of your fear. Mastering the mindset of success. Transform your thinking, transform your life. There's one thing that stands between where you are and where you want to be: your mindset. It's the silent force that shapes every decision you make, every path you choose, and every outcome you experience. I've learned this the hard way. No amount of talent, skill, or luck will ever take you as far as the right mindset will. If you want to change your life, you need to change the way you think. Because when you transform your thinking, you transform your reality. For the longest time, I thought success was about working harder than everyone else, grinding every hour and pushing through every obstacle. And while hard work is essential, what I didn't realize was that my mindset was the real key. I was working against myself without even knowing it. I was trapped in a cycle of limiting beliefs, doubts, and fears that kept me from reaching my full potential. But the moment I understood that success isn't just about action, it's about thinking the right way, everything changed. Let me ask you something. What are the thoughts that run through your mind when you face a challenge? Do you see it as an opportunity to grow, or do you see it as something you can't overcome? How do you talk to yourself when things get tough? If you're like most people, your inner dialogue might sound something like, "I can't do this. I'm not good enough. This is too hard." But here's the truth. Those thoughts are holding you back. Every time you think that way, you're telling yourself that you're not capable of achieving your goals. You're conditioning your mind to believe in limitations rather than possibilities. The first step in mastering the mindset of success is recognizing that your thoughts shape your reality. Think about it this way. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're not enough, that you're not worthy, that success is for other people but not for you, then guess what? You'll keep finding ways to prove those beliefs true. But if you shift your thinking, if you start believing that you can do it, that you are worthy of success, that you have what it takes, everything begins to change. This isn't some feel-good, motivational fluff. It's a proven fact. The way you think influences how you act, and how you act directly impacts your results. So, what would happen if you started to believe that you are capable of achieving your dreams? What if you started seeing every challenge as an opportunity to grow, every failure as a lesson, every setback as a stepping stone? When I started to shift my mindset, I began to see the world through a different lens. I realized that I wasn't a victim of my circumstances, I was the creator of my reality. I stopped waiting for the perfect moment and started taking action, even when I didn't have all the answers. I stopped doubting myself and started trusting my abilities, even when the odds were stacked against me. But here's the thing: changing your mindset isn't something that happens overnight. It's a daily practice, a habit you must commit to. And yes, it will be hard at first. You'll have moments of doubt, you'll face setbacks, but the more you commit to mastering your mindset, the more your life will begin to reflect your new beliefs. Start by paying attention to the thoughts that you allow into your mind. Whenever you hear yourself thinking something negative, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this true? Is this thought helping me move forward? If it's not, replace it with something positive and empowering. For example, instead of thinking, I can't do this, replace it with, I can figure this out. I am capable of overcoming any obstacle. Another powerful tool for mastering your mindset is visualization. I used to think this was just some woo concept, but let me tell you it works. Visualization is the process of seeing yourself already achieving your goals, already living the life you want. When you close your eyes and picture your success, you begin to align your actions with that vision. You start making decisions that will move you closer to that future self, and before you know it, you've created the life you once only dreamed about. But perhaps the most important shift in mastering your mindset is this: learn to embrace discomfort. Success doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone. It comes from stepping out, taking risks, and doing the things that scare you. When you start to see discomfort as a sign that you're growing rather than something to avoid, you'll begin to break through the barriers that have been holding you back. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world. If you see obstacles, you'll be stuck. If you see opportunities, you'll move forward. It all comes down to how you choose to think. And let me tell you, the most successful people are the ones who have mastered this. They've learned how to think like winners, even when the odds are against them. So if you want to change your life, start with your thoughts. Start with the way you talk to yourself. Change your mindset, and you'll change your world. Don't let fear, doubt, or negativity control your future. Step into your power, believe in your ability, and watch your dreams become your reality. It all begins with you, and it all begins today. From vision to reality, the blueprint that turned dreams into wealth, it all starts with a vision. A dream, an idea that flickers in your mind when you least expect it, pulling at your heart and pushing you towards something greater than what you have right now. When I began my journey, I didn't have a roadmap. All I had was a vision, a picture in my mind of what my life could be if I dared to believe in something bigger than my circumstances. But here's the thing: a vision, no matter how powerful, doesn't become reality by itself. You can dream all day, but without action, those dreams remain just that, dreams. Turning a vision into wealth requires more than just hope. It requires a blueprint, it requires a plan, it requires relentless focus, hard work, and most importantly, belief. I want you to understand something very clearly. Your dreams are valid, and they are within your reach. But if you want them to go from vision to reality, you have to take that vision and break it down into a step-by-step plan. That's the blueprint. That's the key to making dreams come true. When I first envisioned success, I didn't know exactly how I would get there. All I knew was that I wanted something more than the life I was living. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I had no idea how to make millions, but I knew that I had to change my mindset. I had to think bigger. I had to start seeing the world as full of endless opportunities rather than limitations. I started asking myself, what would it take to turn this vision into reality? Step 1, clarity of vision. Before you can build anything, you have to know exactly what you're building. A vision without clarity is just a wish. You need to get crystal clear about what you want and why you want it. What does success look like for you? What does it feel like? What kind of life do you want to create? The clearer your vision, the more powerful your drive will be. For me, it wasn't just about the money, it was about the freedom, the ability to create change, the opportunity to give back. When I defined that, when I saw it in vivid detail, I knew it was worth every sacrifice. Step 2. Set SMART goals. Once your vision is clear, you need goals. Not vague ideas, but specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goals. I've seen too many people dream without a roadmap, and they get lost. It's like trying to drive without a GPS. The goals you set are your stepping stones. They break down the bigger picture into manageable, achievable pieces. For me, I started small. I didn't aim for millions right away. I aimed for the first $10, 0, the first $100, 0. Each goal gave me momentum, pushed me forward, and built my confidence. It was about steady progress, not overnight success. Step 3. Develop unshakable belief. Here's where many people falter. They give up when things don't happen as quickly as they hoped. They hit a setback or two, and their belief starts to waver. But let me tell you something, belief is the foundation of success. If you don't believe you can achieve something, you won't. It's that simple. There were times when I faced doubts, times when the road was unclear and nothing seemed to be going right. But my belief never wavered. I told myself this is just part of the journey. The road to success is never straight. If you want to make your vision a reality, you have to believe in your vision even when you don't see immediate results. Step 4. Take consistent, focused action. Dreams without action are just fantasies. You can't sit back and wait for things to fall into your lap. You have to be willing to do the work, the hard, unglamorous, sometimes boring work that builds the foundation of success. I learned quickly that success isn't about working harder than anyone else. It's about working smarter and staying focused. I stopped chasing distractions and started prioritizing what mattered. Every day I took action, even on the days when I was exhausted, discouraged, or tempted to quit. Every step forward, no matter how small, brought me closer to my vision. And that's how dreams become reality, one step at a time, with consistent effort and unwavering focus. Step 5. Embrace failure as feedback. I wish I could tell you that the journey was smooth and easy, but that's far from the truth. There were failures, there were mistakes, there were times when I thought I'd never get it right. But here's the truth: failure is part of the process. It's not a sign that you're not cut out for success. It's feedback. It's the universe telling you to adjust, to learn, and to grow. Instead of running from failure, I embraced it. I learned from every mistake and used it as a stepping stone. The key to success isn't avoiding failure, it's knowing how to rise from it, stronger and wiser. Step 6. Build a support system. No one achieves greatness alone. Surround yourself with people who support your vision, challenge your growth, and push you to be better. For me, this was essential. I didn't try to go it alone. I sought mentors, advisors, and peers who believed in me and were willing to help me grow. Their guidance, feedback, and encouragement were critical in turning my vision into reality. The blueprint to wealth isn't about magic or luck. It's about clarity, belief, action, and resilience. It's about turning a vision into a plan and then executing that plan with everything you've got. If you want to transform your life, you need to commit to the journey. You need to believe that your dreams are worth fighting for, even when the road is tough. Your vision is your roadmap to success. Follow it with unwavering faith and watch as it turns into the life you've always dreamed of. Embrace the struggle. Why the road to success is not easy, but it's worth it. There's something about the word struggle that scares us. We shy away from it, we avoid it. We think that if we're struggling, we're doing something wrong, or that success should come easily if we're meant to achieve it. But let me tell you something you might not want to hear. The road to success is not easy. In fact, it's often the hardest thing you'll ever do. But here's the truth that changed everything for me. The struggle is what makes the victory so sweet. When I first started out on my journey, I was filled with dreams. I envisioned success, freedom, wealth, and a life of impact. But what I didn't realize was that the road to those dreams would be paved with obstacles, failures, sacrifices, and setbacks. There were times when I wanted to quit. There were nights I doubted myself, and moments when the weight of the journey seemed unbearable. But through it all, I learned one powerful truth. Success isn't about avoiding the struggle. It's about embracing it. It's easy to look at someone who's made it and think, they must have had it easy, they got lucky. But what you don't see are the sleepless nights, the sacrifices, the moments when everything seemed to be falling apart. Success is built in the trenches. It's forged in the fire of hardship, where every failure and setback teaches you something invaluable. Every struggle is a lesson, every challenge an opportunity to grow. If you're in the struggle right now, you might be thinking, is it even worth it? You might feel like giving up or like you're not making any progress at all. I've been there. There were times when I felt like the world was against me, when everything I tried seemed to fall apart. But that's the moment when you have to decide, will I give up or will I keep going? The truth is, it's not the obstacles that define you, it's how you respond to them. Will you let them stop you, or will you use them as fuel to keep moving forward? The struggle is the test of your perseverance, your belief, and your resolve. And let me tell you, that test is worth it. You see, the struggle is where you learn who you really are. It's easy to be confident when everything is going well. But the real strength comes when you're knocked down and you find a way to rise again. It's in those moments of adversity that you discover your true power. You learn how to dig deep to keep pushing when everything in you wants to quit. And when you come through on the other side, you are unbreakable. Some of the greatest success stories in the world are built on a foundation of struggle. Think about the people you admire most. How many of them had an easy journey? How many of them reached their dreams without fighting for them? The truth is, those who succeed are the ones who embrace the struggle, who face adversity head on and refuse to let it stop them. They are the ones who know that the road to success is not easy, but they keep walking it anyway. This is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's not about how hard you dream. It's about how hard you're willing to fight for your dreams, and the fight is real. It's not glamorous. It's messy. It's exhausting, but it's worth it. Because at the end of that struggle, when you finally achieve what you've been working for, you'll understand what true success is. It's not just about the destination. It's about the strength, the resilience, and the growth you gained along the way. And here's something else you need to hear. You're stronger than you think. Right now, it might feel like the weight of your dreams is too much to carry. But trust me when I say this, you are capable of more than you realize. Every struggle is shaping you into the person you need to be in order to handle the success that's waiting for you. Every challenge is preparing you to rise higher than you ever thought possible. So, when you're in the middle of that struggle, when everything feels hard and impossible, remember this. The struggle is temporary, but the growth is permanent. What you're learning now will stay with you forever. And when you finally reach the other side, when you look back at all you've overcome, you'll see that it was worth every single step. Success doesn't come to those who avoid the struggle. It comes to those who rise through it. The pain, the setbacks, the failures, they don't define you unless you let them. What defines you is how you handle them. Will you let the struggle break you, or will you let it build you? Will you let it stop you, or will you let it push you further toward your dreams? There's a saying that goes, the harder the struggle, the sweeter the victory. And let me tell you, when you've fought for something with everything you've got, when you've given it all you have and pushed through every obstacle in your way, the victory will be worth every ounce of blood, sweat, and tears. So, embrace the struggle, don't shy away from it, don't run from it. The struggle is your training ground, it's your proving ground, it's where you'll find your true strength, your true power. And one day, when you stand on the other side of it, you'll look back and realize that the struggle was not just a part of your journey, it was the catalyst that made your success possible. Keep pushing forward. Keep fighting, because it is through the struggle that you'll find the strength to achieve the greatness you were always meant for.